I'm really scared in case I get taken to prison. I get there, I've been lied to, and this guy did not give a shit and replied, 1, 2, 3. Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Oh, first of all, before I say anything else, I am quite ill, as you can probably tell. So sorry in advance for my voice throughout this, but I'm finally legally allowed to talk about this. So we're gonna film this and we're gonna get it up. So yeah, as you've seen by the title, I'm not gonna name any names of any networks or anything, but if you do your digging, I'm sure you can find out. This video is gonna be a shambles because I'm not sure what I want to say. I'm just gonna tell you the story obviously, but I'm not sure like how in detail I want to go. So you've seen the title. I got contacted back in, what's the 6th? June, by a big famous TV network to go to London and film something for their YouTube channel. So it wasn't actually going to be a show or anything, it was just for their YouTube channel. But the reason I'm not gonna name and shame is because it was for their YouTube channel. But the people that emailed me worked for a production company for obviously this said TV network. Technically the TV network might not have known what was going on, might not have meant to lie to me that much, but the production company filming for them did. Like, really lied. So that's why I'm not too keen on saying them, because I don't know how much say they had in what the emails were. I'm guessing they had all the say, because if it's for their shows on YouTube, then they must have like a criteria that you are and aren't allowed to like send the people you want to be in it. But either way, we're not gonna name any names, but as I said, it's just gone up on their YouTube channel, so if I tell you the story, you'll probably know. So weirdly enough, I'm looking on my emails because I'm gonna put in all proof. I put this on my Instagram the day it happened. I was so excited. I was gonna vlog. I've still got the vlog footage, so I'll put that in as well when relevant. So I've got all the emails, but I'm looking for the very first email and it's not actually on my emails anymore, which is really weird. But I do have a screenshot of it because I was so excited at the time, which is why this whole thing is so messed up. So as I said, back in June, I got contacted by said TV network to go and film for their YouTube channel. So let me get the original email up. I sent it to my family group chat because I was so excited, which just makes me feel sick because honestly, one of the worst days of my life. I'll put the email up maybe if I can blur bits, but if it's gives away too much detail, I'm not going to. It says, "Hi Megan, my name's Boom. I'm working at the Dun for the Dun on a series for 18 to 25-year-olds. We're looking to find people to talk about the different ways in which they've used dating apps." Keyword here, dating apps, for the series. "And after watching one of your videos, I thought I'd get in touch. I watched your videos about photoshopping your photos and posting them on Tinder to see what kind of response you got. And I thought you'd be good for our series. I'm actually leaving the production today and we're filming on Thursday. So there's very little time to set things up. Would you be interested? I've put in my colleague, blah, 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 blah." So at this time, June, I hadn't even hit 10k. My channel had just blown up from my prom video. So I was gaining some subscribers quickly. So I was like, I can't believe this TV network can see my video and they want me to go on their YouTube channel and talk about it. To me, this is the like bit that I just thought was just so wrong, because to me, like, they got a small YouTuber with this big famous TV network name and almost just like took advantage of the fact that I'd be so excited to obviously have an opportunity like this. So as I did, very excited, told my family, whatever. Look, there's actually the next picture on my family group chat is me that day. But I didn't actually see the email for a few days. I only seen it when said colleague then emailed me saying, "Hi, hope you're well. I just wanted to follow up on blank's email, as Friday was his last day. If you're interested in having a chat, then my number is." And I replied, "Not sure how, I've only just seen this. Would love to know more details if you could email them over." And at this point, again, I had no management, just me by myself on about 7,000 subscribers, I think. And she was like, "Hi, thanks for getting back to me. We're working on a short form of series for the blank. Each episode is only about 5 minutes long." One episode is about the pitfalls of online dating, and we came across your video on the Tinder experiment. If you haven't seen this video, I did a video when the whole Tinder thing was trending and I simply went on Tinder and slightly photoshopped my photos. Nothing crazy. If you go and watch the video, you can see what they look like. I literally take a selfie and I smooth my skin and I take a bikini picture and I make my bum slightly bigger. That is all I do. It says the series is about online dating. It wasn't. And they went, "We'd love to throw you in the mix. This is the times, blah, blah, blah." Me, so excited. Sounds interesting. I'd love to be a part of it. Can I I'll be available later for a Skype call. We had our Skype call, all was fine. They told me they really liked my video, they thought my video was really funny. I was like, oh my god, I can't believe this network has seen my video, they find it really funny, they want me to go and talk about online dating. And they basically told me what would happen is I would go in, I'd sit and I'd tell my story about what I did and then my opinion on online dating, and that basically someone would come out with a different opinion of online dating and we just have a bit of a chat about it. And they called my mum, they wanted to speak to my mum and asked if I was good in discussion, like would I get argumentative, would I do this, would I do that, asked my mum about like my mental health situation because they're liars. Asked mum about my mental health situation and said would I get upset if someone disagreed with me. Mum was like, no, she's really good in conversation, she'll just like talk about her point, she'll take anyone's point into consideration. So we were all really excited. Obviously it was like 2 days later, I brought Chi with me, they paid for both of our travel, we went up to London, I met them, I walk into the room. Now I feel like I should put in some vlog footage, so here's some vlog footage from the day. We're at Shadwell. So hello everyone, welcome to today's vlog. So today's vlog is probably going to be the most exciting one and the worst one because we're on my phone. We've come to London. I think I'm allowed to say why. I'll say why and I'll check if I'm allowed to say, and then if I'm not, you won't hear this bit. But I basically got an email. If you've seen my Tinder video, link down below. Basically seen it, and they do these episodes about dating and stuff, and they wanted me to come and talk about my video, which is apparently going to be on line, so that's pretty cool. Insert kids cheering sound effects. So yeah, we're at Shadwell now. I'm just waiting for them to meet me and hopefully I'll film some stuff in there. Where's my mic? I just got my mic and everything on. So yeah, that was me. I can't remember exactly what I filmed, I haven't watched it back yet, but that was me going up to London, just meeting them. They were going to meet me, they did meet me at the tube station, and then we went over to where they were filming. Guys, I can't explain to you how excited I was. You're a small YouTuber, this huge famous TV network wants to get you on their YouTube channel. Like, obviously you're going to be buzzing about that. They sit me down, I'm still here, haven't been told much. Think it's about dating apps. Let's get that very clear. Have been told in emails by these people, and I'm gonna put that email on screen so that I can prove it. Have been told by these people I'm going in to talk about dating apps. So if you've seen that video, the messages I get from the guys are very forward. People asking me to have sex, people literally asking to like bend me over, like all of this stuff. So I was like, oh, clearly they're just gonna bring out someone who really likes dating apps or just like someone who doesn't. Yeah, I sit down, they tell me we're gonna ask you some questions and you're gonna like answer them back to me, like repeat the question in the answer, blah blah blah, because we're gonna cut out my question. I'm like, okay, cool, let's do this. So she starts asking me questions like, can you just tell me what the video was? So I'm like, hi, my name's Megan, I made like a social experiment, I can't remember what I said, about like photoshopping my photos on Tinder. If I had this ideal Instagram body, would I get more matches? She was still telling me behind this camera, I loved your video, I thought your video was really funny, I can't wait for people to like hear about your hilarious video. Just like she was really egging me on that like this video was really funny and I did such a good thing and it's so funny. And she was like, do you feel bad for them boys that like it's not actually you, or do you think like, basically she was saying, do you think like F them because they shouldn't be messaging you such like forward like provocative stuff? And I was like, oh, I don't know. And she was like, be honest, out them. Behind the camera she was like, be honest, out them, like just say whatever. So yeah, she was egging me on, ha ha ha, yeah, you did such a good thing, such a funny video. And then she's like, we're gonna bring in the other person now and do the next bit of it. Out comes this girl, sits down, hi, I'm so and so, I'm gonna tell you my story. I'm like, oh, okay. Here's me thinking she's gonna like found the love of her life. And she basically goes on to explain that she met this guy over Twitter, first of all. So I'm like, okay, Twitter. So we're not, the first thing she says, I met this guy on Twitter. I'm like, okay, so we're already not talking about dating apps. Was already very confused. I was like, okay, so you met this guy on Twitter. She was like, he was a singer, blah, blah, blah. We really liked each other. We were talking over Twitter for ages. And then I went to a concert. Obviously she tells it in a lot more detail than this. I was sitting there for like an hour listening to her story. She goes, and then I go to a concert and I hear one of his SoundCloud songs playing. So I'm like, oh my god, he's performing and he didn't tell me, what the hell? So she goes into this gig and it's not him on stage, and she's like, messages him, she's like, what the hell, like someone's playing your song or whatever. And then basically goes on to find the pictures that he's been using this whole time. So basically she's been catfished. And he turns around to her and he's like, oh, yeah, I'm really sorry, that's not me, blah blah blah, this is me. Tells her the truth, basically says, yeah, I did catfish you, sorry, whatever. And then they carry on talking because she thinks he's told her the truth. It's such a long-winded story, I can't remember all the details because it was obviously well over 7 months ago now. Basically, she'd been terribly catfished this whole entire time. He said during it, yeah, I'm catfishing you, sorry, and then made up a different persona, and then whatever, just a whole big mess for like 3 years. I feel awful for her. She was really led on. This guy apologized, and then my camera's gonna cut. Yeah, so I do feel awful for her. Her story is awful. I can't imagine like going through what she went through. In the middle of it, he came out and was like, yeah, I catfished you, sorry, and then just continued to catfish under a different person. So straight away at the end of the story, I'm like, oh my god, this is awful. But like, what? You haven't talked about Tinder, you haven't talked about anything. I'm really confused about what's going on. Like, yeah, your story's awful, but almost like, what do I have to do with this? And then at the end of the story, she was like, so do you see why what you did is really wrong? And I was like, wait, sorry, what? She was like, can you see like how what you did was really damaging to some people? And I was like, huh? Bear in mind, I'm still trying to figure out what the hell is going on, because I thought I was having a conversation about bloody Tinder, and I was like, oh, I'm like, your story's really, I'm shocked. I'm like, your story is so awful, I'm so sorry for you, but like, I just don't think what I did was similar at all. And I might get some hate on this video because people might think I'm really like naive and what I did was bad. I'd never thought about it in this way before because, as I said, the video has, you know what, we're gonna look how many views the video has. Okay, the video has 35,000 views and not one negative comment. So I'd never thought about this video in this way because I hadn't had one bad comment about it, no one had said anything, and obviously they were trending all over YouTube. So when she was telling me, I was like, oh, maybe that was a bad thing to do. And then I was just like, you're missing the point? Because she was like, what do you think gave you the right to do this? And I was like, whoa. I was first of all like, what do you mean, what do I think gave me the right? Like, what? Like, she was making it out like I'd catfished someone for years. I was like, no, look, my whole point was editing photos, like girls edit their photos on Instagram to show you how easy it is, and like, does this body get you more attention? Like, mine wasn't about becoming a different person. I literally said to her, I was like, well, hopefully, as you can see, like, that is me, just with brighter eyes and smoother skin. Like, my whole point was, yeah, maybe this whole thing, social experiment, isn't a good thing to be doing, but I was like, I don't Facetune my photos on Instagram. Well, I'll smooth my skin and I'll detail my eyes sometimes if I'm using a ring light because it picks up every detail ever. So I never really Photoshop my body. I don't do stuff like that. I just try and get good lighting and good angles. As you can see from my Instagram, sometimes I look like I have pure abs when in actual fact I don't, and that is just lighting. So when she was like, what do you think gives you the right to do that? I was just like, what is going on? I was like, as you can, like, hopefully you can understand me that like, I wasn't being a different person. Like, that is me. I just was seeing if editing my photos would get me more attention. And she was like, well, this is the thing, where draws the line between you and not you? And I was like, oh god, like, I kind of get your point, but the line is when you're being someone else or like really editing yourself. And I was being so empathetic, and like, I really did understand where she was coming from, and I felt really bad for doing the video in that moment. I was like, oh god, like, what have I done? Like, maybe she is right. Like, she was like, some of these guys might have really liked you, like, and you've just made a video out of it and it's not even you. And I was like, I guess you're right, but like, I didn't reply to any of them. I really didn't reply to any of these boys, and if I did, like, I told one of them it was a video. The one guy I actually did have a conversation with at the end, I was like, oh, haha, it's a video, like, my skin isn't that smooth. Like, I literally said it to him, so I was just really shocked. Bearing in mind, I've just been told all of this and she's really atting me, and I'm sitting here like, I bloody thought we were having a conversation about Tinder. So I'm trying to process that while she's trying to get me to validate what I did, and I was just like, I don't know how much to explain this, because guys, I cannot explain to you how confused I freaking was. So basically, yeah, towards the end I kind of am just like, okay, I'm gonna tell them I don't want to be part of this, because I really don't. So I stopped really replying, and she keeps atting me like, what do you think gave you the right to do this? I'm trying to get like editing banned, I've gone to the police, blah blah blah. And I was just there and I was like, no, you're completely right, you are completely right, what I did was really wrong, blah blah blah, because I knew I was just gonna ask them not to use it. I pull the producers to the side and I'm like, okay, I don't know what that was, but you told me I was coming to talk about dating apps. The whole episode, I found out after in the contract, I'll talk about that in a sec, was titled catfishing. they tried to say my video was catfishing, which I guess to some extent it was, but the other guy on the episode literally did videos where he pretended to be Anna and Saffron. So I wasn't doing that, do you know what I mean? Like, I wasn't catfishing to the extent that she got catfished. I was not leading these boys on for 3 or 4 years, pretending I was someone else for a social experiment, as they called it. I smoothed my skin and put it on Tinder and didn't reply to any of the boys. To me, I just couldn't understand it. I was like, guys, I've been told it's about dating apps. I can read you your emails to me. You told me I'm coming to London to talk about dating apps. The whole episode is about catfishing. I feel that I've been made out to be a really bad person when the video has 35,000 views and there's not one negative comment. People pretend to be rich on Tinder. I've watched other people's, and I remember literally seeing someone put her face on someone else's body. So I was just like, guys, I don't want to be part of this. I've been made out to be a really bad person. And they were like, you have replied so beautifully. You were so empathetic. We couldn't make you out to be a bad person if we tried. We'll send you it before we do it. Just let us edit it and you can have a look at it. And I was like, okay. Bearing in mind, I'm talking to this huge bloody TV network production company. Look at these rolls. They were like, let us just film the rest of the bits we need to film and we can do whatever. And I was like, okay. And then they gave me the contract. I'm so annoyed because I want to tell you what it was called, but if I tell you what it's called, there was literally no point me not mentioning who it was if I tell you what it's called. Okay, let me ask Chi for advice. The name of the thing is what made me drop out, and I couldn't believe they didn't tell me the name, put it that way. Hello?
Hello.
So I'm filming that story time. Do you think I should say what it was called? You do?
Yeah.
But not mention who? I've not mentioned who it was, but do you reckon I can say what it's called? I'm really scared in case I get taken to prison. Okay, right, I'll tell you what it's called. So, I signed the contract. To be honest, I didn't see the name of the programme when I signed the contract. I'm stupid. I'd signed the contract and I hadn't seen the name of what it was called. So I signed the contract and I walk in. I really freaking hope I have the photo. I walk into this. On the big board, face your consequences. Now I may as well have said every single name and the production company, because if you YouTube that, it will come up. The show was called Facial Consequences and the episode was catfishing. I was just like, what do you mean face your consequences? We did these headshots and you can see how depressed I am. I was like, I can't believe I've been made out like this. I'm such a positive person online. I don't do anything like this. Like, what do you mean facial consequences? I was so upset. I couldn't believe I just been lied to. They wouldn't tell me the name of the program before I went. Clearly it was because of this. And then, oh god, it was just the worst thing ever. And I pulled them aside and I was like, I don't want to be on anything with that name. And they were like, no, but the name's just like eye-catching, whatever. And then I went outside and I watched one of them and I just went into them and I was like, I just watched the one about drinking and driving or something, and I was like, I'm not doing this. And they literally looked at each other and they were like, oh frick, she's watched it. And they were like, yeah, but yours isn't going to be like that, and you were so nice to insert her name. And I was like, yes, but people will see the name and they will click on me and they'll be like, oh no, people, I'm only small still, but people might know who I am, and that's not nice. And even if they don't, the comments on this video now that it's up are just tearing this poor guy apart. And it's just like, if you're gonna rip someone apart like that, you need to make them aware. And I think this is why they asked me about my mental health and everything, because they knew they were kind of just lying to me and I was going to be made out to a bad person. They wanted to see if I could deal with it. To be honest, I think that's why they asked. Not because they were scared that I was going to get upset or whatever, because I think they knew that the videos get bad response and that I was being made out to be a bad person. So yeah, and I just went outside and I was like, look, do not use me. Took the contract with me. I was like, do not put me in this video, like, I'm being serious. And then I sent a very long email when I got home. I was so freaking upset. I was like, I can't believe this big network came to me, took advantage of me, told me I was going to be filming something about dating websites, told me my video was hilarious all day. Behind camera were like, yeah, expose them boys, like, you've done nothing wrong, you were hilarious. Made me talk like and then just brought out this girl and they were like, what do you think gave you the right to do that? And then behind camera they were like, ha. I was like, I can't believe you've just done this to me. Like, I'm so lucky that I'm tough-skinned and just don't really care and know that in myself, like, I don't think I did anything too wrong. Like, not to be on a show called Face Your Bloody Consequences and have someone be like, what do you think gave you the right to post that video? I was just like, what? So I sent an email and I was like, I'm writing to discuss my experience with your company, which I'm really disappointed about. I want to make it very clear I do not want you to air any of the filming from today. In fact, I want to be reassured that all film containing me is deleted. I'm requesting this for the following reasons. I was completely deceived in believing that I was partaking in a discussion around online dating, which was not the case. I was told it was all about online dating, as stating in your emails, and I was not informed that it was about catfishing until after filming. Luckily, during filming, I realised I was able to alter my responses. Oh yeah, literally before they came out, I said I even innocently asked, do they like or hate Tinder? Before this girl walked out, they were like, there she is, and I could see her reflection. I went, oh, do they like or hate Tinder? So they knew what I was freaking talking about. This girl didn't even meet him on Tinder. This girl met him on Twitter. Nothing wrong with the girl. She was a lovely, lovely girl. Her story is incredibly sad. I feel awful for her. The girl was lovely, nothing against her. I even innocently asked, do they like or hate Tinder before the discussion, which shows I still thought it was about online dating, and the response wasn't honest about what it was. I was completely unaware of the show's title until after filming. If I'd known it had such a strong title, I would have never wanted to be part of it. I feel that I was completely unknowingly brought in and portrayed in a negative way as someone who needed to learn a lesson. This is completely in contrast to the message I was putting across in my video, which was warning people and drawing people's attention to the reality and pitfalls of deception, blah blah blah, about online dating, basically saying that my video was about, like, guys, like, look, it's so easy to edit your photos, don't believe everything you see, Instagram isn't real. I was totally unaware that other person involved in filming was forewarned and was listening to all of my interview behind a screen, allowing them to become emotionally charged and more prepared to challenge me. So this girl knew everything that happened. I'm really sorry in advance, this video seems really long, but so this girl knew everything that happened. She knew it was about online, she knew it was about catfishing either, and she listened to my whole interview behind a screen so that she could listen to everything I said and challenge me on everything I said, whereas I had no idea who she was, had no idea it was about catfishing. I thought she was going to come out here and tell me she found the love of her life on Tinder, and it was just quite the opposite. I was led to believe by the team that they found my video funny, and they talked about it in a way that led me to believe my experimental video would be explored thoughtfully, yet the filming had nothing to do with my video. I was brought out to be portrayed as a bad person who thoughtlessly uploaded a video. I was also appalled that my mum was deceived in the same way and was asked questions in a very manipulative way, which led her to believe she was sending me off to partake in a very constructive discussion about online dating and my experience following the video. I'm not someone who is easily upset, but the level of deception that I went through made me so grateful I'd brought a friend with me for support. I felt totally exploited by what happened, and more worryingly, it was done with a smile. I am also disappointed because I got my hopes up about something that I thought was very positive, yet I felt lured under the premises that it was by the who are reputable and would have assumed I was partaking in a positive publicity to find out I was not. I might be 18, but I only turned 18 last month, so pitting me against much older adults who have had extremely traumatic experiences was entirely inappropriate and totally irresponsible. Please can you get back to me as soon as possible so I can put this unfortunate experience behind me. And this guy did not give a shit and replied, hi Megan, I'm able to send you a more detailed reply early next week if you'd like me to, but in brief I'm happy to confirm the footage will not be used. There is a lot in your email which I would dispute, however I thought you'd prefer a quick reply in terms of the status of your inclusion. In the meantime, I would like to stress that confidentiality provisions apply. So he said, hi, I don't agree with you, we're not going to use you, don't tell anyone about what happened. I might be over exaggerating, but everyone I told thought it was absolutely just disgusting and just, it was literally the worst. Imagine you're just a little girl trying to make her life on the internet and you get approached by this big company, will you be on our YouTube channel? Oh my god, yeah, of course I will. We thought your video was so funny, will you please come and talk about it? Oh my god, yeah, of course I will. I get there, I've been lied to. Fucking fuming. Awful experience, awful. It's just not freaking fair, it's just not fair. That was my experience with said TV network and production company. A shit show. I never really do story times. I've done one other about being chased with knives on Halloween. If you want to watch that, it's on my channel. I'll try and remember to leave it down below. But yeah, that's the only other interesting story in my life that I'm now legally allowed to talk about. There's no more that I'm not legally allowed to talk about, but you know what I mean. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you've watched it to the end, thanks. If you're gonna leave a nasty comment about me, don't. And yeah, give this video a thumbs up if you did like it. If you like story times, let me know and I'll try and think of some other stuff, but I don't really have anything else. I've just been waiting to tell this story and I didn't even know if I was going to tell it, but we've told it, whatever. Make sure you subscribe down below. I hope you have the best day ever. Always read contracts, always ask more, and if in doubt, get a manager. Hope you guys have the best day ever, and I'll see you next time. Bye.